Most women over 40 aren't overeating, you're undereating. You've been told eat less, move more. Starving yourself isn't discipline, it's dysfunction. If you've been eating low calorie, 1200 calorie diet, trying to track like a champ and still the scale is not moving, the fix isn't to eat less, it's to eat smarter. When you eat too little for too long, your body doesn't go, ooh, awesome, fat loss time. It actually goes, oh no, we are starving over here. Your metabolism slows down, your thyroid completely dials back, and your cravings spike, and suddenly you're holding on to more fat. We're not looking at a willpower problem here. This is biology. Your body's job is to keep you alive. It's not to help you fit into some jeans. If you've been living in a calorie deficit for years, your metabolism has simply adapted to that. What used to be a deficit has now become your maintenance. Your body's just trying to survive on fumes right now. You don't need another deficit, you need a reset. Reverse dieting is really just about rebuilding your metabolism. I actually like to think of it as sort of like this protein power up. For most women I work with, the problem isn't really carbs or fats, it's protein. Instead of adding random calories, start by adding protein. Anchor every meal with 25 to 35 grams. If you've been low carb, bring back some fibrous carbs like veggies, lentils, quinoa, oats. Then focus on food quality before quantity. When you feed your body real nutrients, not just numbers, your metabolism will start waking back up. If you want to lose weight after 40, you have to stop eating like a bird. You've got to start fueling like a grown woman with goals. That's your foundation for repair, not restriction. I know all this sounds a bit technical, reverse dieting, calorie cycling, but not every phase of your life requires this level of structure. I have my private practice and I contract out with other businesses. And in some programs, they might actually have a specific goal and timeline. I have to get precise. We track, we fine-tune macros, we measure progress. But my favorite transformations are the ones that happen in my one-year coaching program, where we build slowly, we stack habits, we get 1% better every week. You've probably heard of the book or read Atomic Habits. The whole point is stacking simple, sustainable behaviors until they've compounded into transformation. Even if you're not tracking calories, you can still thrive with intuitive habits. Think, anchor every meal around protein. Add those fibrous carbs, especially the veggies, to lunch and dinner. Move daily. And real transformation doesn't come from perfection. It comes from consistency. Before you start trying to guess how many calories you should eat, let's talk about one of the best and my favorite tools that you can actually use to understand your metabolism. It is called the Resting Metabolic Rate test, or RMR test. What this test does is it measures how many calories your body burns at rest. Basically, what your body needs just to keep you alive and functioning. Here's why this test is so powerful and why I like using it with clients. If your RMR comes back lower than expected for your age, height, and activity level, that's a clear sign your metabolism has adapted from chronic low-calorie eating. And it becomes your proof that your body's just running on low power and that it's time to implement a reverse diet to rebuild your metabolism. You shouldn't actually be cutting more calories. On the other side, if your RMR shows that your metabolism is functioning at a healthy level, that's when we can more accurately calculate your maintenance calories and determine the true deficit range for fat loss. In short, the RMR test doesn't just give you a number, it tells us what kind of plan your body needs next. And honestly, if you can pair that RMR test with a body composition scan, you are going to get a full snapshot of your lean muscle, body fat, bone density, and visceral fat. The scale doesn't tell the whole story. Your composition does. If you're interested in getting one of these tests done, it depends on where you live, but they're often available at local sports performance facilities, DexaFit locations, or even universities with exercise science departments. Healing your metabolism is not sexy, it's science, and science takes time. When you've been under eating for years, your metabolism, it's not just gonna bounce back overnight. It can actually take months of consistent fueling, protein-centered meals, regular movement before your body actually starts trusting that it's safe to burn again. I have many times, and even currently have clients, that it's taken them months of metabolic rebuilding before fat loss even started. That doesn't mean that nothing's happening. It means the foundation is just being laid. Your body's recharging, restoring muscle, stabilizing hormones so that future fat loss actually sticks. If you're in that phase right now, breathe. You're not behind, you're just rebuilding. You can't rush a metabolism that's been sitting there protecting you for years. You have to rebuild trust with food and not fear it. Now, once your metabolism has been repaired, we can shift into something called calorie cycling. It's not about dieting harder, but it's about eating smarter. Some days you're gonna eat a little bit more, especially on your strength training days. And on other days, you eat a little bit lighter. These are those low activity or rest days. This little rhythm supports your hormones. It balances that good old stress that we have, and it keeps fat loss steady without having burnout. If you spent years dieting, your body doesn't need punishment, it's looking for partnerships. With reverse dieting, or as I call it, being more protein powered, this is teaching your body that it's safe, strong, and supported again. Once you get that trust back, that's when your metabolism actually will start following you. If you're ready to start, grab my Power of Protein guide for women over 40. It's in the description box. It's gonna be your roadmap to becoming more protein powered, strong, and satisfied again. Watch my next video, why stress is making you gain weight and how to stop it. Once you calm your stress response, your metabolism finally gets the memo. Keep moving, keep glowing, and remember, you are strong, sexy, and unstoppable.